Occupy Fantasy alongside Brian Jester FF. Brian, how you doing, buddy?
Oh man, just looking outside, just chilling, bro.
Nice. Yeah. How much snow did you end up getting?
We actually got about looks like 6 inches almost.
Oh wow, we got closer to like one or two. So that's like
Seriously? Yeah, I mean it's honestly still snowing here.
yeah, it's snowing a little bit here, but it's crazy. Like I said, I'm gonna go to the nap. I'm gonna take a nap and go to the grocery store. That's how I'm gonna go lay down. It's just like flurries. I was like, yeah, I better go now.
Yeah, yeah, no shit. So did you end up going to the store yesterday?
Yeah, I had to get some cookies and some stuff.
I didn't go to the store. I have basically nothing here, so hopefully Uber Eats is delivering today.
Nice. All right. On more important topics, uh, you ready to build some lineups today?
Yeah, let's build some lineups. I mean, I think there's some good satellites available too. So
Absolutely. Yeah. I saw as soon as I logged into FanDuel, I saw satellites NFL Big Game Bowl, and I'm like, oh shit, let's go. And then I try to go single game, and they don't have it. So
of course they don't.
of course.
Of course they don't. The FanDuel's just absolutely struggling. They're and then we talk about this literally every Twitch stream, but like their contest team has to get it together.
I know. And just a real quick question: How um I'm gonna say how like what do you think the probability of someone like FanDuel or Draft coming in and taking over FanDuel for that number two spot?
Probably, I mean, crazy unlikely. I mean, you see all the people bitching on Twitter about FanDuel, but like they still play it. So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. um, so let's go ahead here. We'll start off with the early game. Do you think we go start off with with this game as a 100 player league like we did like for the last two games?
I think you can play this one pretty low risk. Yesterday in the Periscope, people are asking where should you have your most exposure in single game. I think this one makes a ton of sense from a uh, a low risk perspective. I think it's pretty easy to make a low risk lineup. So I think we should try 50-50s, double ups, or even like really small field satellites to try to make a lineup on FanDuel.
Okay, so let's take a look here. Let's see what 50-50s they have.
What did you do yesterday, Moose?
What'd you say?
How did you do yesterday?
I finished last in that GPP on Twitch, which was insane. I mean, like, I didn't get a chance to watch the second game as much. Um, I just had some other things going on. But I would like check the box score, and I'm like, Gurley, what are you doing? Just CJ Anderson's just blowing up.
They finally decided to play their best running back in CJ Henderson. So
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
um, so let's just take a look here. Uh, we got a 7 out of 20, 50-50 contest. Um,
actually, one of my single games did really well yesterday, and I was sweating. I was I was in striking distance in a big GPP and satellite
oh,
on DraftKings yesterday in the late game, but I had Gurley as the MVP. So that last
that's
CJ Anderson touchdown was gut wrenching because a Gurley touchdown would have put me close to the top. So
yeah, that sucks. Yeah, that was a weird game.
a super weird game. I don't think any of the most pessimistic Gurley fans expected that many carries from CJ Anderson. So
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm taking a look here. This contest has a little bit more people right now, 35 out of 100, but it's about 50-50 experience badges, uh, non non veteran badges. So I'm gonna go with this one. And I like to preach contest selection is just as important as picking the right players. You can see here I took a look at a couple contests before, didn't like the entrance, so I finally found one that I like.
perfect, perfect, perfect. I'm sure it'll fill fill up by the time we create a roster, but you never know.
Never
Maybe
know.
we'll get lucky.
Exactly. So I went ahead and I took a look at the Daily Plug, which for people who don't know, was written by Brian, like what 5,000 words on each of the games, how to play it as a 4 game slate, 2 game slate, and each single game slate. Go check that out at Occupy Fantasy. Uh, yeah, and I was reading here, and I'll show people just a quick thing. You said that you like either Keenan Allen or Edelman at the MVP captain spot. Do you still agree with that?
Yeah, I think that's more of a high risk strategy though. Maybe not Edelman, just
Hmm.
because we
He's gonna
know
be
his.
like on every snap, right?
Yeah, I mean, we know his role in the offense, and we know that while LA has changed things up defensively, especially last week against Baltimore, they're not going to change cornerback matchups. So Edelman gets the best matchup of the group there, safest target share. He makes a ton of sense as a captain. Keenan Allen, a little more matchup dependent based on how the Pats play him. So
Hmm.
I would much prefer Edelman over Allen and MVP in low risk. Although I do think a quarterback, as always, they have one of the highest floors. We know that makes a ton of sense as a low risk MVP in this game.
Okay, so then, excuse me, I actually kind of like Rivers here. If you play with the game script, they're probably going to be from behind, coming in. They'll have to pass more. Do you like Rivers as the MVP spot?
I probably prefer Brady, but what's the price difference? So I mean,
It's
it's
about.
1,500 in savings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I mean, I do like Phillip Rivers there. I think you put both in.
Yeah. So let's see if we put both of them in. That gives the average 9,500 per player. Let's see. Let's take a look here. I know you mentioned. Uh, where was it? Here. You said that James White was going to be a pretty good, not value play, but pretty high floor. Do you think we go with him next?
I don't know. I don't know if he'll have a high floor, maybe high ceiling. It's just that he's another game plan dependent type dude.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Like in theory, he should get a ton of catches and a ton of receiving yards.
Yeah.
But as we've seen before, remember you and I had a big prop on him in that Tennessee game,
Oh my
and
God, those are the worst.
and they just didn't use him. So we're really at the mercy of the coaching staff, which is never a good thing when you're playing low risk contests. We want to get as
Exactly.
safe as we can. So um, I don't know. It's really tough to play any of the running backs here.
That's
I
yeah,
think
that's
I, I,
crazy. Go ahead.
I think Edelman is the next safest guy you want to put in.
Okay. Yeah, and that's very rare for someone to say where playing low risk to avoid running backs. Like you would think that running backs have one of the safest bets, but like you said, in this game, it's so game dependent, coach dependent that things could go so many different ways.
Right. I mean, three running backs can get snaps for New England. Melvin Gordon's health is not the best, and he should split work with Austin Eckler. So
Yes,
who the hell knows?
absolutely. And you mentioned this in the plug, but do you think just across the board, do you think Gordon is a fade here with his price tag so high?
Yeah, I just don't see a way where he returns value unless he like stumbles into the end zone on like three goal line carries. But like other than that, I just don't think like
Yeah,
from a yardage standpoint, it's gonna be tough for him to hit value.
definitely. So we got 67.50 average per player. Um, do you think we pair anybody up with like a number two or number three LA receiver?
Let's see how much is Hogan? I don't even know if we can fit in another player in here. 67.50.
Hogan's 85.
How much is Hunter Henry? Because he's coming back today. We just talked about him on the Periscope. We actually got a ton of questions about him, and he should play close to 20 snaps, mostly red zone work.
So Hunter Henry's 65.
That might be the move because he should get a lot of high leverage situations, a decent amount of red zone looks, which is what you
Yeah,
want on FanDuel.
absolutely. Yeah, that's what I read too. Is that a majority of his snaps are going to be near the red zone? Is that? Did you read the same thing pretty much?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I read very similar.
Okay, perfect. So we got 7,000 left. Um,
I don't know if we can do much with that.
yeah, I don't really think we can play Antonio Gates.
All right, so maybe we get rid of one of these quarterbacks here.
Yeah, so we take out Brady.
I do really like the kickers here
Okay,
on both sides. Maybe low risk. You probably want to go with the home favorite, Goskowski. So what does it look like if we get Goskowski in there?
we put
I think
Garkowski in there instead of Brady. We have 14,000 left for this last player. Um,
oh, now we can fit Melvin Gordon.
no, not yet. No, he's 14.5. We could fit in
Yes.
Keenan Allen.
Okay, that does make sense. It's still this is getting riskier than I thought, but I do
Yeah.
think Keenan Allen should play.
So then, do you think maybe? Trying to think. Do you think then maybe we back it up with? Is there anyone in that 7,500 range? Maybe we take out Hunter Henry. But I'm looking here. No. That's
Yeah, because
crazy.
Hogan you said was 85, right?
Yeah. Do you think we maybe pay down instead of Goskowski? We play Hogan. Save $1,000.
Yeah, what does that look like?
So if we do that, that gives us 2,000
Add that
remaining.
to add that to Keenan Allen.
You mean take out Keenan Allen?
Yeah. Or no, because we want to get a Hunter Henry from here, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Take out that. Put in Keenan Allen. And we got 85. Still, we can fit in the Chargers kicker.
Badgley?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad.
So that leaves us with no salary remaining. Do you like that lineup for low risk?
Rivers, Hogan, Edelman, Keenan, Badgley. Yeah, I mean it has all the top plays from our plug.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this in. That looks pretty good there. I like it. Do you think we follow this up with maybe, since you said it does look a little bit more high risk, do you think maybe we put it in like a triple up?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea, I think. What is your opinion on the spreads today? Pats -4, Saints -8.
So I think, and maybe I'm biased that I am, that all my Super Bowl futures just lose every time. But I like the Pats. I like the Pats,
Yeah.
and take a look here. I like Philadelphia, man. Just looking at our model, all the wide receivers ranked really high. That total's high. I think you get 8.5. That looks pretty good. Um, you can also, if you want to tease it, you can tease it down New Orleans to 2.5 or two some places. If you want to find somewhere else, maybe you tease the Chargers up. That might not be a bad bet.
Yeah, you get the Chargers plus if you can get 10.5, that would be great
Yeah,
for the
10.5
Chargers.
and New Orleans -2. That's a pretty good bet right there.
Yeah, I teased the Rams yesterday with the Saints, so I have that pending today. So
Okay,
that should be pretty good.
nice.
Yeah, what is so let's so you have SBR odds open right now. What's the
Yes.
latest spread in total for each of the games?
So right now at Pinnacle, it's New England -4 and 47.5. New Orleans -8, 52.5. And taking a look at some of the betting percentages, like 55% of the money's on the Chargers, 55% of the money's on Philadelphia. So a little bit of reverse line movement for New Orleans.
That's I mean, it, yeah, it's no wonder Philadelphia is popular here. All the road dogs have been popular
Mm-hmm.
this weekend, which normally isn't the case when you have pretty good teams at home off a bye.
Absolutely, yeah. That's strange,
Most in the chat, Jake the Snake says, "Glad you guys made it off the ledge after the Bears loss." Speaking of futures,
dude. That was, oh my god, that was a rough day. Collectively, it was like five of us that had that future in the same room.
let's not relive that. That happened very close to exactly 7 days ago. So
Did you see? Quick tangent. Did you see that the Bears did just to fuck with the try to make a 40-yard field goal, and hundreds of people came out, and no one was even close.
I don't even know if that makes me feel better or worse. It's like how, yeah. Let's please move on.
Yes.
Hopefully our Chargers future gets through.
Yes.
Fingers crossed.
Are you hedging with New England by any chance?
Yeah, I do like New England today.
Yeah.
I like New England, but I don't know, man. I'm tired. I don't know. I'm also tired of not hedging and losing, so I don't know. All right, all right, enough enough misery.
Yeah, and Jake Snake said, "Salt in the wound."
Yeah, dude. Yeah, yeah. What are you doing?
All right, so
Uh,
let's go ahead and let's see if we can find a triple up real quick on this for FanDuel. My computer ever unfreezes with it.
Thoughts on the totals, Moose? While you're looking for triple ups?
I actually like the under. Um,
First game?
Yeah, I like the under in the first game, and I like the over in the Saints game. I actually like the over. I got at 54, 53, something like that in the Kansas City game, which looked really good. Just second half and special teams fucking blow.
Yeah. Well, you got a good line at least.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Moral victory is not the same as financial victories, but we'll take them nonetheless.
Yeah. I know Pinnacle, they made an article about a year ago talking about how if you can just beat their closing line, regardless of what sport, anything, over the long term, you're going to be successful. And I thought that was pretty cool.
I mean, it's definitely true. It just doesn't,
Yeah.
like I said, it just doesn't feel good when you actually lose, even though you beat the closing line.
Yeah. So let's take a look here. Let's see if we got some triple ups. We got $2. We got $2 triple up here. Let's take a look at that. So I actually don't like this one. Like 90% of the people have experience badges. Take a look at this one. And if this one
Oh,
isn't good, I'll just hop over to FanDuel. I mean, DraftKings.
okay. And always an alternative to triple ups too that most people don't think about. They have the 3-player leagues on FanDuel. Where
Winner take all or something.
it's just winner take all. It's basically a triple up with just 3 people, but you can very easily vet the competition that way because it's only 2 other people.
Yeah, I don't like either of these. Let's take a look real quick, see if there's any of those 3-player leagues.
And you can just search too 3 dash and find all the 3-player leagues. If you just joined the chat, welcome. If you have any questions, definitely just ask us over here. Register if you haven't already. That allows you to access the chat. And as always, follow us up here on Twitch. Just click the little, is it a heart button? I don't know what it is. Some button up here that allows you to follow us.
Yeah, it's a purple heart. It says follow us.
Yeah, we would really appreciate that if you could do that.
Okay, yeah, so 3-player contest. Let's take a look at this last one here.
That dude, that guy, American Pharaoh,
yeah,
like exclusively plays $3 and $5 contests. You go Sunday morning, NFL Sunday mornings.
mm-hmm.
That guy's sitting in like every single $5 and below, small player league.
Damn. There he is right there. Yeah, I don't really see too much. Maybe I'll take a look at this last. Nope, that one filled. Yeah, I don't really see too much. Brian, real quick, do you just want to take a quick look, quick saying about how important contest selection is, and with how our ultimate guide breaks that down?
Yeah, for sure. So why don't you head over to DraftKings and find a low risk contest over there, and I'll talk about that some.
Okay.
Yeah, it's our ultimate guide. If you haven't purchased it already, it's our 19 chapter DFS ebook. It was one of the first things we put together when we started Occupy Fantasy just over 15 months ago. No, actually, no. Wait, Occupy is almost at its 2-year anniversary.
Yeah, so
Wow.
it's been a while. Yeah.
Our first paid content was the Ultimate Guide, 19 chapters, and it breaks it down into 3 sections: your DFS goals and bankroll management, contest selection, and long-term planning. In the contest selection section, basically what it does, it's like 4 or 5 chapters. It breaks down each contest type on FanDuel and DraftKings, and then it gives you parameters on what your lineup should look like if you enter those various contests. So no one ever talks about that. You only see high risk or low risk. I mean, you see cash and GPP plays across most sites. Our goal is really to help you figure out the best lineup for each contest to get that correct fit.
Absolutely, yeah. And one of the things we talk about is how to not play against pros. As I don't know what kind of word this would be, but as I don't know, but like
No,
as greedy as it sounds, like you want to play against bad people, um, and you don't want to play against pros. You want to play against noobs and just crush them.
well, yeah. I mean, there's no point in playing against pros.
Exactly, yeah. So I see one here that's not that bad. We'll go ahead and play.
I'm reading a stat from last night actually. Zeke has never rushed for less than 2.5 yards per carry in games he's gotten 20 or more touches until last night when he averaged 2.3 yards a carry.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I will say I'm also salty about the Damian Williams over 30 receiving yard prop.
Yeah, dude, he had like 5 or 6 catches. I don't know how he didn't hit the 30 yards.
Bullshit. Let's take a look here. I'm in, what is it, 50-50, double up. You think we go the same route with quarterback at MVP?
And as we said, if you're playing on both sides, really like to mix up exposure. So maybe you go Brady here instead of
Yeah.
Rivers.
And not a lot of people talk about that as well. Cross-site exposure, where you kind of want to have this. Let's say if you have a player you want 60% owned, you can have him 80% on FanDuel and 40% on DraftKings. That's still your 60% exposure.
Right, because there's different scoring systems, different prices. So
Exactly, yeah. So go here, and then do you think we go Edelman to pair him up?
that makes a ton of sense.
I just want to see what's
And we
Hunter
didn't.
Henry's.
Oh yeah, Henry's super cheap.
2,200. Wow, he's definitely in play for from salary savings, right?
But yeah, definitely on DraftKings. Also
Well,
like James White a lot more over here, where he's
the PPR.
yeah, PPR. So
Yeah, so we play him. At least it's 15,000, 7,500 remaining per player. I know we talked about the kickers. Do you think we go Goskowski, mix it up with the kickers?
could go Gasco and Rivers.
Yeah. At least it's 1,400. There's no one in that like 4,000 range that we could upgrade from Goskowski. I don't think, no. Well, let me ask you this: do you think Goskowski or one of the defenses?
I like Gaskowski more.
Okay, that's cool with me. Perfect. So we got to double up there, and I like that a lot more low risk. Um, I don't think we need to pair it up with a triple up or anything like that.
Right.
Cool. So you want to go with the second game now?
Let's stay on DraftKings and let's go high risk in the second game.
Yep.
Most right on time, Monkey Town. What's up, Monkey Town? Coming in saying the model killed it yesterday for NHL. Cashed in all my GPPs, of course.
Dude, the thing is that NHL model, like I honestly don't know anything. I don't know the names. I don't know the teams. I don't know jack shit. I just play shit from the model and it crushes.
I'm telling you, dude, I still can't pronounce any names. Like there's like very few. Like Waleed will say a name. I'm like, wait, who? Who's
It was
that?
like when we were on the NHL stream. I'm like, I was just like that, like Elmo face meme. I'm just like, okay, that's what you're saying.
Because he was like, there's one guy for Winnipeg. He's like, oh yeah, and Bufflin's a good play. I was like, who's Bufflin? Because I always pronounce it just phonetically. He's like Bifuglian. Like, that's definitely not how you say
And
it.
that's the thing. Like some of these people are so international. You just like read it phonetically, and then they hear it and be like, who the fuck is that guy? All right. So, do you think we target the big game here for a high risk?
Oh yeah, starting the big game. I'm getting close to my 150, by the way. I'm getting there.
What do you mean? How?
I hit some more tickets yesterday. I'm up to like 36 or 40, so I got plenty of
Oh,
time to.
that's not even close to 150, dude.
Dude, it's like 33% of the way there with
I know, but I thought you
3
meant
weeks
like
left.
you're at like 130 or something like that. I
Not
mean,
that close.
you will be, but
Most a couple, while you're looking for satellites and just, I mean, you can go through it. People in the chat have known have known our satellite selection. We've had a couple questions here. I'll ask you this: what do you think about the Chargers defense on FanDuel? Bismo in the chat asking about them. I like them a lot. I think it's a good high risk option.
absolutely, yeah. And I don't think their ownership's going to be too high. It's going to be pretty low. So it's a good pivot to help you get up that leaderboard.
And then Bismo asked a question. What do you guys think about the DK quarter jukebox? That's the 25-cent GPP. I think it's 20 max. And he says it's entertaining for me to make 5 to 10 entries, but it's a smart contest to enter. And so I think most you'll agree here. My answer to that would be if it's entertaining and not a large portion of your bankroll, I mean, that's fine, right?
Hmm.
25 cents, unless you have like a $25, $50 bankroll, right?
Yeah,
25 cents, you make 10 entries, that's $2.50. Um, if you make 10 entries, that's half the max, so it's not the worst thing.
yeah.
I mean, as long as you realize that it's entertainment and it's basically lottery tickets, then sure, yeah, I say go for it.
And
It's not like
yeah,
it's not like you're entering 10 entries in a $5 GPP, right? That's a big difference.
exactly, yeah. And I pulled up the quarter jukebox here. You know, the payouts actually aren't complete shit. They're not bad.
No,
So
it's the payouts are actually pretty flat. It's double your entry fee for min cash. It's not. I mean, it's not that bad for what. As long as, like I said, you realize entertainment purposes.
exactly, yeah. So
It's not 100. It's not 150 max, which makes it easy.
exactly, yeah. So for the love of God, I'm going to hit this $2 big game millionaire ticket if it saves my life. Um, it was so funny. There was like I don't know if my computer or it was glitching or DraftKings was, but it was just like it didn't even show like my lineup in the contest. It was just like you're so bad, we just kicked you out.
It's like you're donating your entry fee. Most one final comment in the chat, Monkey Town. I know this is an NFL stream, but he mentions Brandon Peary, the Vegas guy who like literally scores a goal a game and still min price on FanDuel.
Yeah, it's crazy. Didn't he get like relegated down to the AHL or something? Um, I honestly don't know why he's still min price. He's crushing.
Yeah, both of him and Nick in the chat are saying they use him in like every lineup, and the model loves him, like rightfully so. So
I mean, it makes sense. Like he's minimum price and he averages 30 FanDuel points a game or whatever. Yeah, so I went ahead here when I was reading the Daily Plug. Um, you said you like Nick. You don't like Nick Foles here, even though they're coming from behind. You think um, that you would actually go higher on the Saints in this game.
actually, you know what? That just thinking through it now,
Hmm.
I think if you're making high risk,
Yeah,
I do think Foles is viable, but I think you put Kamara at the captain spot.
yeah, I
He just
absolutely
makes the
love
most sense.
Kamara. Yeah, because you figure he's got the huge uh, rushing game, huge receiving game. And I haven't read a single thing on Twitter about how Ingram's going to be used in this game, if he's going to be used at all.
And you know that's actually a perfect segue to the Prince 803 in the chat's asking high risk. Will you pair Ingram and Kamara together? I actually like that pairing a lot. Uh, Both can hit value because Kamara can be used in the pass game. Both will get goal line looks, and if the Saints actually blow them out, which is a game script you can very easily project and a
Hmm.
story you can tell, it makes sense.
Yeah. So, um, but I don't think I've ever played 2 running backs from the same team in a single game, but we can definitely try it out, see how it works. Couldn't be worse than the lineup yesterday. I got 23rd out of 23rd, and I was in last place. Even if I got like 20 extra points, I still would have been last place.
Yeah, well, we're the experts, right?
Two brighter days.
Yeah, you can't finish worse than yesterday. So
Exactly, yeah. So then, back with that, do you think we go Foles as the quarterback, or do we pay up for Breeze?
I do that. No, because we're basically banking on the running game being the factor for the Saints. I say
That's
you
what
go Foles and a couple of his pass catchers.
we go Foles. I know Alshon is huge. Tate's huge. Um, Aguilar's pretty good too. So if we put in Aguilar,
Because the model likes all three, right?
yeah, Aguilar, Jeffrey, at least there's 5,000 left. But what about? I'm just taking a look.
I
Go ahead.
always I like pairing if you play running backs, especially two running backs.
Hmm.
I like pairing them with the kicker from the same team
Okay.
as a game script play.
So if we put in Lutz, at least there's a 1,600 left over, which is fine. Do you think? Where was it? Say, um, do you think we get any wide receiver exposure for the Saints? Upgrade maybe to Ted Ginn.
I don't think not with this this
Or what?
story, this game
Yeah.
story.
But what about if we take out Aguilar, we can go to Golden Tate. Do you think that's a better play?
Yeah, and most you're breaking up a bit. It's staticky, so I don't know if it's you're moving or what, but
Let's see here. Probably because I got like 12 devices on right now. Can you hear me better now?
yeah, you're good now.
Okay. Do you think I took out Aguilar? Do you think it's better move to upgrade to Tate?
Yeah, probably, honestly.
Okay. Yeah, so if we do that, that gives us $1,000 left over, which is fine for single game.
Can we upgrade the because Jake the Snake in the chat is asking kicker over defense with both running backs. Can you upgrade from Lutz to the Saints defense?
Let's see. No, we'd
Because
be off by 200, but we could if we downgraded Tate back to Aguilar, which Tate and Aguilar, they're pretty much the same in the model, right?
yeah, I mean it makes sense to you can go either way. Um, but I guess I don't know. I actually like both. I think you can go both ways with kicker over defense in this spot. My first thought generally is defense.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I just think we're being such a heavy stack on the other side, quarterback, receiver, that the kicker's probably the way to go.
Yeah, I think there's less negative correlation
Yeah,
in there, so I would prefer going that way. So, does this lineup look good for you?
it does, and actually has some high upside too. So I think you can enter it even in higher risk satellites and GPPs too.
Perfect. So, go ahead. Went ahead and put that in here. Let's see what kind of single entry GPPs we have here. And while I'm searching that, what do you think Kamara's ownership is going to be for captain?
I don't know if it'll be that high. I think Breeze will be heavily owned. Michael Thomas, um, Kamara. I think those three will get pretty even exposure. So probably like 25% each, and then the other 25% is just other random players.
Yeah, that's probably good.
I think.
What do you think? So, what do you think about the daily dollar? You know, that looks pretty good to
Yeah, that's
enter in
perfect.
for dollar.
That's perfect.
Cool. So that looks pretty good right there. Got satellite, back it up with some cash. You want to head over to DraftKings for the last one? FanDuel,
Thanks.
the last one.
For 2 game.
Yeah, we want to do a 2 game slate for
It's,
the for the
yeah, I gotta
big game.
I gotta get out of here shortly. But yeah, let's run on a quick 2 game.
Yep. Real quick, before we do that, our Superflex lineup is actually doing pretty decent. I just want to show it to you, see if you would make any late swaps.
Yeah, let's take a look. Wait, Mahomes, Luck. I think who else we had there.
We have Mahomes, Zeke, Damian Williams, Josh Reynolds. The only people we have left, we have Ted Ginn and Alvin Kamara left. We put it in low risk, 50-50s and a double up. We're currently 14th out of 49 and 27 out of 100. Do you think I think we keep the same lineup?
They're both going to be massively popular, and you're already ahead. So
yeah, cool.
Yeah, most Bismo in the chat said, "Too bad Reynolds didn't hit for us." Yeah, that was a weird game. Reynolds, he played almost every snap, which is what we wanted. Just they didn't have to pass very much in that game, unfortunately.
Yeah, that was strange.
Anytime if Goff scores 8 points, Reynolds is probably not going to do much.
Exactly. It was like when I saw the first quarter, Luck had no points, and I was like, God damn it, this fucking game.
Well, they're so dumb. They kept freaking run passing like every goddamn drive. Look like the Seahawks for no reason.
No, I don't want to enter this random contest that I don't know what it is.
So while you find the contest here, Jake the Snake in the chat asks, which of the less than $2 big game satellites on DK give the best returns? I like if you have a smaller bankroll, the 25-cent one, you can enter it multiple times. I think the $2 or the $1 ones that have, I think 500 or 3,000 people, depending. Those are the best ones, I think. I like entering the $1 or $2 ones and entering multiple times to try to get multiple tickets.
Yeah, I like the $2 one simply because it's single entry. That 25-cent one's also is good if you're entering multiple lineups.
If you make multiple lineups, or if you're just like really confident in one,
yeah,
and you can enter multiple times, then the $1 and $2 ones make the best sense. The bigger ones, the large field ones.
Yeah, so FanDuel, they have a bunch of the big game satellites. I was taking a look here. There's this the $2 1 out of 6 get it. Do you want to go that route? Does that look good for you?
Yeah, let's do that one because I know you're mostly low risk, and this is a lower risk type of satellite. So.
And I assume it would be the same 150 max entry for this satellite as it is going to be on DraftKings.
Definitely be 150 max.
Yeah. All right. So this is. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just saying. I remember last year I was entering NHL satellites for the big game. I ended up with like 40 tickets on FanDuel. Just entering. I mean, the NHL ones were supremely easy.
Yeah, definitely. Because I'm sure there was Supreme Overlay as well.
Oh yeah, of course. That was the other contributing factor to getting so many tickets last year.
Yep. So let's see here. All right. Yeah, I was just going through the chat. Got the Twitch chat on my phone. Every so often. This is weird because the 2 game slates are always so weird for me. You figure so this is going to be kind of a higher risk thing. 1 out of 6 get it. I'm just gonna throw this out here. Do you think Rivers would be a good play as basically the cheapest quarterback?
Yeah, Rivers or Foles. I think either one. I know Amato likes Rivers, so I think we maybe trust Amato. Though we do have to tweak the immobile, slow, old quarterback setting that it loves so much.
I know, right? So, all right, so we got that there. One thing I like to do is I like to go to the running back next. I know we like to always pay up for running back, so I think you have to go Kamara.
I say so. We've differentiated already with Rivers. I think you get the 3 popular Saints players in. You get Kamara, Thomas, Ginn, and then you can differentiate around them. I think is the best way to do it.
Okay, that's cool with me. And plus, we are, even though he's popular, we are saving some salary with Ted Ginn at 4,500.
Yeah, he's just way too cheap.
Yeah. So then I think we go Jeffrey or Aguilar as the other wide receiver.
Yeah, probably Jeffrey to get some more correlation in that game.
Yeah. Trying to take a look here at running back. This is a tough one because there's no like real running back.
I know. So I think James White, Michelle, are probably the best options. Probably. I mean, we've talked about James White so much. I think we just go James White here.
Okay. We go James White. And so for higher risk, do you think for this flex spot, do you think we go wide receiver?
Yeah, it's tough because we generally want to go running back on FanDuel almost all the time.
But I mean, there's no like running back to pick pretty much that's safe-ish to play.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like Edelman or Keenan is definitely safer than any of the remaining running backs.
Yeah, and I like Keenan because of the correlation with Rivers. Let's go ahead and put him in
I
flex.
say, Moose, while you're doing this, lots of chatter in the chat room about just different satellites that people were entering. A lot of people are having very high success with the DraftKings, the quarter satellites over there. Big Steve said he does the 5 max quarter Super Bowl satellites. He has 9 tickets so far. Jake the Snake said he won 4 tickets on just like $2.75 yesterday. So that seems to be working well for our members.
That actually makes me super happy to know that our members are crushing it like that.
Oh yeah.
And that's something that we talk about in Ultimate Guide as well, is that satellite strategy. I know the absolute biggest one was you got a 50-cent ticket into the NHL GPP, won it, so you turned 50 cent into what, 8,000. That'll
Yeah.
never happen again, but that's the greatest story ever.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, very lucky to win the GPP, but it just goes to show that instead of trying to play GPPs every night, really the best way is to try to get satellite tickets and then give yourself a bunch of chances when that GPP comes around.
Absolutely. I know I'm stacking for that NBA clutch shot. I think I'm up to 15 tickets now. Um, and that's more of a cheaper GPP that payouts aren't as bad. Uh, but if you're min cashing off a satellite ticket, you're still winning, getting 2-3 times your investment.
Exactly. All right, so we got 43.50 remaining here. How much is Hunter Henry at tight end? Is he 4,500?
49.
Okay, so 49.
So we put him in. At least it's 38. You can't play any defense.
So maybe we downgrade from Alshon to one of our other guys that we like in that game.
We downgrade Alshon. Put in Aguilar. That saves us quite a bit. We're at 5,000. We can pick any defense we want.
We just play I think we play the Saints, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say that the largest home favorite. That's pretty solid right there.
And this is relatively chalky, but it's only a 6-person field, so.
Yeah. Plus, I think we differentiated ourselves enough with Rivers.
Right. Rivers, Aguilar, Hunter Henry makes it different enough.
Yep.
Not like we're in a GPP or anything.
Yep. Perfect. So we went ahead and put that in. Let's get some tickets. We literally cannot do worse than we did yesterday.
Yeah. Brighter days ahead.
Exactly. Yeah. So, any last lingering thoughts, questions, comments, concerns?
Nope. I think just be agile. Be sure to check your 4-game lineups from yesterday for any potential late swaps. If I know I've said this a bunch before, but if you're in here listening, you haven't already, please click the follow button. It will help us out down the line as more people follow us. Twitch really cares about follower numbers for some reason, so definitely click that. And the more followers we get, the more we're incentivized to continue doing these streams. And I think people are getting a lot out of them, so we want to keep doing them. But in order for it to be worth our time, we need more followers so Twitch can reimburse us, so to say. So yeah.
Definitely, yeah. And I think we tried it out with NHL. People really like that. We want to do that some more. We should be doing the NBA one up here pretty soon. Not just haven't figured out the date yet on that, but we'll have our NBA team on there. So really like doing this. We're getting really good feedback, and let's win some money.
Yeah, good luck today, Moose. Hopefully it's better than yesterday, but yeah, good luck. And any updates for the earlier late games, we'll be sure to tweet them out. Remember, the daily plug is up, occupyfantasy.com, that has all of our thoughts on today's games and how to play lineups and which types of contests to play. And of course, the Occupy model, like you said, is up and running, ranking every player for FanDuel and DraftKings, along with projected ownership for each player.
Perfect. Yep. So you can follow us on Twitter at Occupy Fantasy. You can follow me on Twitter at CFB_Moose. That guy at Brian Jester FF. With all of us here at Occupy Fantasy. Have a good one. Be safe. And let's win some money.
Take it easy.
Peace.